right, everybody. Welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 732. It's so good to be in front of all of you on this Thursday evening, the eve of convention. If you're in Primerica, we can't wait to see all of you. And who are we talking to? We're talking to Andy. My name is Andy. I am the guy that answers all the phone call, text messages, all that great stuff. But you're not here for me. You're here for Brandy. She got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and that Series 7. And she is more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know, so that way you too can get a pass notice, and hopefully we get to see all you guys tomorrow for sure, right?
West
Coast. We won't be on the East Coast, sadly. Maybe one of these years we'll get over to that East Coast. We tried last year.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit us.
Yeah.
But this year we're bound and determined. Even if we have fever and we're sneezing on everybody, we'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Nobody cares anymore. Yeah, so it turned out when last year everybody went anyway with the COVID, because everybody came back with the COVID, and we had people are like, you should have gone. Everybody else had it.
I know.
They were distributing it. You should have gone.
Dang.
No. But this year we're gonna be there, and we'll be handing out. We'll do what I call guerrilla marketing, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be like a couple of teenagers with backpacks on, handing out cards about information about how to get your securities license. That we're going to be like, that's Brandy and I.
That's us.
We'll be walking around with our Kona stuff on. So we'll be glad to see all of you there. And we're going to have some announcements about live sessions tomorrow. And I'm just going to go ahead and say we're not going to have the SIE live recording that we normally do. We know a lot of people are probably not going to be in attendance for that.
But we won't be in attendance for that.
No, we won't be here either. But we knew that a lot of people won't.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what? It's not.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not in Primerica, I'm sorry, but we're just going to be a lot of people not in there, and we just are too busy. Yeah. And then 63 and 65, we're going to have those live sessions, but it's going to be attendance based. So if we get on there at 60 for the 63 and there's like nobody, we're probably going to cancel that thing at like 10 minutes in, you know what I mean? Or we're going to shut it down, and we'll be back for the 65.
Right.
And then we get on the 65 and there's nobody in there, we should shut it down after 10 minutes of being in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in college, if the professor doesn't show up after 10 minutes, the class is canceled and you move on.
Right.
Anyways, that's how it was in college. So.
Was it college or high school?
No, high school we thought we could do that.
Oh yeah, but
in college you actually could, because we were all adults and we just go get in our car and leave.
That's true.
Nobody was there to care if we went there or not. You paid your tuition. They don't care if you're there. They don't care if you're sleeping.
I will never forget, like, we thought it was the 5-minute rule, and we're like all watching the clocks, and then the teacher walks in at like 4:58, and we're like, dang it.
Yeah. College, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever, we had class anyway. Didn't show up. Oh well, assignments due tomorrow.
Yep. It's true. It's in the syllabus.
We'll collect all your money. Enjoy.
It's in the syllabus.
Yeah, they don't care. It's in the syllabus anyway. Exactly. Yeah. No cares. But no, we'll cut it short if there's nobody in there. I'm not sure how it's going to go, because I do know there's a lot of people that are planning on not being in front of a Zoom camera tomorrow.
True.
Because they'll be either with their teams or they'll be at conventions, either on the East or the West, because it's all on the same day. So
yeah,
makes it nice and easy for us.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But that's what we're thinking tomorrow. So no SIE recording, and again we'll probably bring up that screen again. And then 63 and 65, if you get on 20 minutes late and there's nobody on there, and it's like it says waiting for the host, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have somebody go, what happened? You were late 20 minutes.
Right.
Sorry. But so anyways, yeah, we can't wait for tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome.
I think so.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's go, Brandy. Let's get started. Let's get started, because all the people here are here for that study session tonight. We're going to be going over them test-taking techniques on the Thursday. We're going to have 6 different exams, 6 questions, 6 answers, all broken down with test-taking techniques. What?
I'm sorry.
You want to share?
Yes, the dog is legit going crazy.
I know, I hear him.
Trying to organize.
It's a lot going on underneath the desk. All right, back to it. Study guides, SIE 6 and 63, $20 each, 26 course notes as well. We have those online on-demand courses, live sessions. How does it all work? Orientation replay explains it all. Watch it, please. 24/7 study hall, Kona community, Discord. Even when we're at convention, we'll be answering some questions on there. You can post stuff. And if you're at a convention and you're waiting for the next speaker, you're waiting for the next recognition, you're waiting for the next whatever, guys, take your 10-question quizzes. Do a quiz while you're sitting there. Make it work for you. Don't waste time. Post that stuff up there. Get questions. Study while you're sitting there. Why waste time? Why waste precious time? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you're sitting there wasting time when you're hearing the third chisme about the person in your office, right? That gossip stuff. You're like, did you hear about that RVP? Like, that's when you know it's time for you to duck out and go take your quiz.
Yes.
You're better than that. Go do that. Go do a quiz.
10 questions, 5 minutes. No big deal.
Catch up after you pass all your exams.
Hey, can I tell you this? Honestly, if you guys are super distracted while you're taking your quick 10-question quiz and you're kind of like half in, half out of it, I bet you guys will score higher.
That's absolutely facts. Because you don't have any pressure.
Yeah. Try it.
You're not overthinking. You're just going with it. You might discover that you think too much. That's what you might discover.
Try it.
We have our Telegram that has our announcements all over it, and we have some inspiration sometimes, and we have our passers. Get on that Telegram. It's free, and most of the stuff on here, like the Kona community, is all free. So get on the link tree, scan the QR code. That's how you do it. There's a link in the chat as well. 866-KONA. If you want to ask me, leave a voicemail or a text. You can get a hold of me there on Telegram. 866-439-5662. Brandy is only on the Discord, so if you want her to break down questions, that's the only place to really do it. 63 and 65 tomorrow. We already talked about it. If nobody's in there, we're shutting it down early. So make sure, because we want to get out the door as soon as we can, so we can head over to the convention as soon as we shut this thing down. We're headed out the door. So we got stuff to get ready too. So if you're not going to be there, that's cool.
That's cool.
But just don't expect us to be on there waiting around 20 minutes after. You know what I mean? 30 minutes after. It's not going to happen. We got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. That's all good.
Yeah.
But we're going to at least make an attempt to make it happen tomorrow. So if you got questions, you got tests this weekend, we'll be available, and then we'll just see how it goes. It starts at 63, starts at 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. 65 starts at 8 a.m. in Hawaii, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in the East. And again, it's just Your Question Friday. So we're just waiting on your questions.
Your questions.
No, Brandy has nothing else except that.
That is
so
true.
There you go. So ready to get into it, Brandy? Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Series 6. We got the SIE, the 6, 63, 26, 65, and the Series 7. Brandy's going to put a question up for all the different exams. That way you too can get those questions answered for your exam. And then that way Brandy will break these down with the test-taking techniques. So pay attention to how she's breaking it down. What's she doing? Was she looking at the answers first? What's all this craziness? So if you never experienced test-taking techniques, it's going to be a lot of fun. And take notes on how she does this. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay. SIE first.
Are we doing a lot of Where did that come from?
Don't know.
Okay. I'm like,
I don't know.
All right.
Just it's there. All right. Considered unprofessional, but acceptable in small quantities.
Oh, I want that exactly on my door in my, like, by my front door. You know what I mean? Just be warned.
Like what? Like, I don't even know. Considered unprofessional but acceptable in small quantities. All right. Prohibited because Joe. It's a day. All right. Prohibited because Joe should be placing his client's interests ahead of his own. That's a good answer, right? Prohibited because agents are never allowed to place trades in clients' accounts.
No.
Says never, and we know that that's probably not true. And then allowed because the client has given written discretionary authorization.
You could probably do that if they give you discretion.
This would be, yeah. So like I got two happy faces there because
I got one that makes you laugh.
Yeah, because that's just, I don't even know.
Hey, if it's unprofessional, it's fine. Just as long as you do that in small amounts.
Yes.
That nobody notices it.
Right.
You slide it in there, just little amounts.
Right. Exactly. So we got to figure out what Joe did, right? Because I'm thinking that, oh, well, let's do this, right?
Hey, but I know you said never isn't a no, but I remember you also saying in rules you got to be careful because never sometimes is a thing.
You do have a point there, but because we have this thing, and this is where a little bit of content knowledge does help, because we do have this thing called discretionary authority, which allows registered reps to trade in clients' accounts because the client said, hey, go ahead and trade in my account. Send me the confirmation later.
Yeah, we have to have a
Yeah,
discretionary. We have to have a
yeah,
little letter.
exactly. So I put two happy faces,
So it
right?
can
So
happen. So
it can.
never is not is kind of no. That's not.
Correct
Yeah.
in this case, right? So B and D are similar, maybe even opposite because one says prohibited and one says allowed, right?
Right.
But also, um, B and C are opposite because it says both of those are prohibited.
Hmm.
So
They're not opposite, but they're similar.
but they're similar because they both talk about being prohibited,
Right. Right.
right? So, maybe B based on that, right? It's something like, okay, so look, guys, if I was taking that
We call that a double dip.
right,
D and B are opposite. C and B are similar. The common denominator is a B, making it a double dip. So not knowing anything,
right.
that is where we're gonna lean.
So if I was taking a 10-question quiz, super distracted because I'm sitting at a convention and I'm waiting for the next speaker, I'm picking B without doing any other work, right? On my exam, though, I'm going to go, the answer is probably B. Let me read that question and double check. Okay. So it says Joe is an agent with written discretionary authorization in a client's account. He affects several transactions in a client's account in order to generate larger commissions for himself. That's the flag. He's doing it not for the client, he's doing it for himself. That's bad. So because that's bad, that would be prohibited. And we were right. The answer is B.
Do you
Yeah.
see how that would have been helpful? If you don't get that straight in your head and you're just like going through it, that's how you find the patterns, guys. And it just clicked for Jasmine what a double dip was.
Yeah.
It's when you have, one common denominator answer.
Yeah.
Like it applies, it's B and C are similar
Mhm.
and B and D are opposites.
Right.
B is the common denominator, making it the double dip. It's probably that one.
It-
Without even looking at the answers or
Yeah.
question. I mean,
Exactly. All right. Series 6. I got life with period certain. I've got joint life with last survivor. I got life with amount certain. And I've got life income. Well, these two are opposites, right? Because we got period certain and we got amount certain, right? And guys, we are studying for our securities license, which means this is probably something to do with a word association.
a variable annuity when you see life associated.
Exactly, right? Because we're talking about life income and all that stuff, right? But because these are variable annuities,
Is it fair to say life insurance and variable annuities are like brother and sister?
I'm going to call them cousins.
Cousins? They got the same last name?
They got the same last name, but they do
They still can't marry each other,
correct, and they do totally different
but they
things.
go to the same parties?
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah. So because variable annuity, that's what my association is. Because it's variable, that means there's going to be some changes, right? It's going to vary. It's going to be changes. So we can't have an amount certain in a variable annuity. You see how this is opposite of each other? Like you can't do that.
Well, I don't know about opposite, but it definitely
Well,
doesn't work.
it's against each other.
Yeah.
It repels each other.
Right. It's
against-
like saying fire and water go together. No, they don't.
Yeah.
How do you have a variable and an amount certain? That's the whole point of having a variable.
Exactly.
It adjusts, it moves, it
Changes,
varies.
right? So maybe perhaps an accept question.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm. Which of the following is not a settlement option for an annuity? Guys, why did I hesitate on the not? Why did I see the not so quickly? Guys, I was a person who never saw those things. I was a person who always skipped over the not. I was the person that would have picked B and then went, oh, there's a not in the question. That was me.
Well, if it's an amount certain, that's not an option.
Exactly. So, but I knew that going into that, guys, because I was already thinking that that one was the accept.
Something that doesn't apply.
Right? So there we go. All right. Next. Zach, help me answer this question.
Man, people love these risk ones.
I know.
The popular thing.
It is a popular one. And it's like in most of the exams. It's in the SIE, the 6, the 7, the 65, and the 66. All right. So I've got market risk. Oh, and if you ever wonder why we don't do 66 questions specifically on the Series 6, is because the 66 and the 65 are practically the same exam.
There you go.
All right. So I got market risk. I've got political risk. I got regulatory, and I've got business, right? So market risk is the whole thing, right? It's the whole market. What do we call trading on the New York Stock Exchange? We call it the markets. What did the market do
Market
today?
Watch, even the television shows and the shows about it, news shows, right? It was called Market Watch, market analyzing, market podcast, the big market. The market's closed today, market's open today. Everything's about the market.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Political is like government or foreign countries, right?
Look at I learned by TV shows.
I know, me too.
Generation X.
There you go.
Latchkey kids. That's how we learned everything.
Regulatory sounds like a rule or a regulation, right? Rules or a regulation because it's regulatory. Regulations.
Regulate.
And then business risk is a business. That's it. It's just a business. So if you were going based on that, these are kind of opposite, right? Because it's a whole or a one, like a whole thing or like one thing, whole or one. Anyways, just kind of a note. All right. Let's look in the question.
Specific and on a bigger scale, I guess.
Exactly. Risk of obsolescence, obsolescence.
Hey, you're doing exactly what most people would do when they saw that question.
Yes, I know. I don't even know. Is that even English?
Is that a triangle?
I don't know. Applies to which investment risk? Oh, dang, I can't get it based on investment risk. So I have to look at this word. Doesn't this word look like obsolete?
Yeah.
There you go. Non-existent. Obsolete. Guys, the whole market can't be obsolete. A government can't be obsolete. A rule can't be obsolete. But can't a business produce obsolete goods?
It happens all the time, man. It happens all the time.
Right? They didn't keep up with the times. They were slacking.
Yeah, look at compact computers.
Yeah. Who's making cassettes?
Commodore 64s.
Who's making cassettes anymore?
What happened to the beta? The beta disc. Remember that? Beta?
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, you like I think I lost people with the
VHS,
cassette,
beta.
and you just said beta.
I know. There's like people going, what?
Beta? Like beta testing?
No.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah. But you guys see that? I didn't get caught up in not even knowing how to pronounce that word. I just said that word looks like it's obsolete.
And so should you.
Yes. So should you. Sorry.
Don't get caught up in the lot.
Yeah, don't get caught up. All right. Make, amend, or rescind rules. Like I'm just gonna read the beginning here. Make, amend, or rescind rules. Issue a ruling. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I might have to read a little bit more. Issue a ruling, issue and enforce an injunction, amend or alter the Uniform Securities Act. Okay. Let me go to B. Let me read B in a little bit more detail. It says issuing a ruling under its authority with no requirement to publish that ruling. So it's got no requirement. Okay. To publish the ruling. So this one took a little bit of a deeper look at like, man, that's a lot of words. Dude, I'm super distracted. I got a lot going on right now. So I don't really know. But I did happen to see the fact that this said amend and that said amend, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe I could go based on that, right? Based on that little, both of those words having amend in it, right? And if I really wanted to go a little bit deeper, I would even say rules. And then what do we have here? We have a double dip. But that's like deep double dip. Like that's like, I'm really trying to do whatever I can in my power not to think. Does that make sense? Like I'm like chocolate wasted. I've got
wasted.
Right? I've got like no patience right now. I just got to finish this stupid quiz, right?
Just finished a pound of Sour Patch Kids.
Right. Like I'm done, right? I'm just tired. I'm ready to go to bed, right? And if I was doing that, like this one's a stretch, But I say that, but yet it still worked. It was a stretch just based on the words amend and rules, but it worked. And I went with it and I was like, okay, maybe I'll read the question. I mean, that's not like a daunting question. That's not so bad. But sometimes how many of you guys have been reading a question and you read it and then you read it again and then you read it again and you're like, none of these words are even making sense to me right now. I'm just exhausted. The phone's ringing, the kid's crying, the husband's asking for something. I don't even know what to do right now.
Did a quadruple shot of latte.
Did a double shot and you're like quadruple shot. You're like, ready, whatever.
Quadruple espresso.
I'm telling you guys,
shot.
There are just some moments where words don't make sense to us.
Like obsolescence.
There you go. Quad espresso. Like obsolescence.
Yes. That's really how you say it too.
What? Say it again.
Soul.
Yeah.
Soul. Less.
Ints. See what I'm saying? Anyways. I'm just saying, guys, you could do this. Okay? 65. It's not like the 65 question we had yesterday. The securities coupons, the securities maturity date, the discount rate, or the securities rating. Okay. C is different because we did talk about because it says discount rate, right?
Right.
But I'm going to focus on the coupon, the maturity date, the discount rate, and the rating, right? And I really don't have a connection yet. You're right. C is different. Okay.
But well, it is because it's the only one that doesn't have securities in it also.
Exactly. Which of the following is not a component of the discounted cash flow method? I feel like we need to have the word discount rate if we're talking about discounted cash flow.
That would be, I would think, a thing.
Okay. But when I'm talking about the discounted cash flow and I'm talking about the value of fixed income security, I think the rating is the one that doesn't matter because we're not using our attitude. We're not using risk. We're talking about a discounted cash flow.
So we're not saying we're not looking up the Yelp review and see if it has good ratings.
Right. We're looking at numbers right now.
We just want to know the bottom lines. Exactly. How did it perform? What's the value?
Exactly.
We don't care about people's feelings.
See, this is where I probably would have picked C based purely on a technique, not even looking at the question. And then I would have got to the question and went, oh, it says discounted cash flow. Probably need that discount rate.
Yeah.
Does that make sense though? But on a whim, just doing it based purely 100% on techniques, no other thinking involved, I would have picked C as well. But just
with common sense, you got security ratings is the least concerning.
Yeah, you just slow it down a little bit. But see, quiz, C. Test, I would have read. There we go. Accepting unsolicited orders. Marking a solicited order as unsolicited. Okay, so I got unsolicited and I got unsolicited. Now look at A, accepting an unsolicited order. And then look at B, it says marking a... You can't
do that.
Like you can't.
No, it was already marked solicited. You can't put crossover and go, nope, this was unsolicited.
You can't change.
It's almost like when you got F's and you changed it to an A.
Yeah, you can't, like
everybody saw that.
Right. And then you go in with a different color pen and you hope it matches and you go like this. Who's done that?
Not me, but I'm just saying you can't do that.
I've done it.
Did you really?
Heck yeah, I've done that.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not with my mom. With my dad though. Look at my A. Oh, that's good.
You must have caught him on the weekend after a few.
If there was anything I knew,
timing.
Oh, you're ready to go to sleep? Look at my A.
Right.
All right. Helping your brother sell shares in his car wash to your clients.
That sounds kind of sketch. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it sounds sketch.
Maybe with some sort of like approval or notification. And it's funny that it just says your shares in his car wash. Is it the the quick
Yeah.
black.
What kind of car wash is this? Has got shares.
I mean, the only car wash that I know. Remember, it wasn't in Breaking Bad. One guy bought the nail salon, and the other guy bought a car wash.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
that's all I'm saying.
Lenny. I think it was Lenny Dykstra. He had a one that was, I think, was public. The baseball player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, buying a stock just before your client does, you can't do that either, bro. That's line cutting, right? We're cutting the line. Can't cut the line, right?
You're gonna make a lot of people unhappy.
Why? Because you can't line cut.
Yeah. No, I mean, you shouldn't line cut.
No, you can't do that. That's can't do that. But A is pretty basic, right? Let's read the question. The question says, all of the following are violations of the FINRA code requiring fair conduct, except all we have to look is really what's a violation except, right? Marking, we already said we can't.
So we're looking for something that's acceptable.
Yes.
What's acceptable?
The basic. That's my song.
You can accept unsolicited orders.
Of course you can. Guys, what do you think an online broker is? An online broker, all they do is accept unsolicited orders. It's just a computer that just goes, oh, this person put a buy order in for ABC. I will buy that now. That's it.
Yeah.
That's an online broker.
They didn't ask for your help. They just said, I want that.
All this is saying, this is from the client. The client says, buy this for me. Sell this for me.
It's like the Veruca salt.
Yes.
My Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reference there.
I like that.
I want an ABC stock now, Daddy.
Buy it.
That was a bad goose. That was a bad egg. I think that's what she says. Oh, man. All right, guys. We made it. We made it to the end.
We did it.
Bad 70s and 80s references all the way throughout.
Heck yeah.
But you learned something. It was great. Learned some techniques. But more importantly, you got to go apply it. You got to look at your quizzes differently. And most importantly, you got to look at them simply.
Simple.
Just keep it simple. Even the big words like
obsolescence.
There you go.
That's
when you
it.
see words like that, just look at the basic root of that word. Don't go crazy. Oh, don't overthink it. And then you know what? You got obsolete, and you got the answer right.
You know what? I also thought this is a random ADD thought. I was all oscillating fan.
Interesting. All right, everybody. We will see some of you at the convention, West Coast convention, that is. And then if not, we'll see you on the lives for tomorrow if you show up. Sunday of the evening espresso for the members. Then we'll be back for our normal scheduled programming. Mondays, live sessions, and then Studying Brew on Monday night.
Yeah.
We'll be back again. Remember, there is no Studying Brew on Fridays. If you're brand new to this whole thing, that's the end of our free for the week. But we'll be around all the time on the Discord, so join us. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to practice that keeping it simple in your own quizzes, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.
Yeah.